Hey guys, happy Friday. 'Cause literally I'm recording this video right now. And for you guys on YouTube, I'm gonna post it now. Like I just, yeah, whatever. All right, so this segment or this series is called Let's Chat, right? I think this is the second video of this segment of this series. All right. So if you're new here, my name is Shamar. Welcome to my channel. And I want to go straight into it. I want to go straight into it. So the thing about it, again, as you guys on TikTok, as I'm live on TikTok as well too. So you guys on TikTok, hi, like the video, all right? So, like you saw, the title says, my mental health. No, it's not my mental health. We're here to talk about your mental health today, all right? Now, before I get into it, literally, I'm on my way home just now, and I saw this video. They were talking about this guy called Tucker Janell or whatever his name is. I please don't come for me, right? I never heard of him before. I never heard of this guy before. It's so interesting how that usually works. You don't hear about somebody until they pass away. Sometimes, not all the cases, but that was the case with this guy. I never heard of him before, and then I heard of him now. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, seemed like a pretty cool dude. And obviously, the cause of his death, they said, he took his own life. The thing about it is that that's one of my, how do I put this now? Whenever I hear that, that's one of the things that, like, like when somebody like poke you in the face or poke you anywhere. That's one of the things that pokes me. And the reason why it pokes me is because now this was before I came to America. Back in Jamaica, mental health, I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist, but they don't like how it's a massive thing here. It's a massive thing here. Mental health, all that stuff is a massive thing here in America, and it's good, and I'm not discrediting. It's a good thing, but the reason why it pokes me is because I don't fully understand it. Now, before I used to be very judgy, because again, I feel like as people we do that as well. And I'm hope I'm not the only one that like put on your judge robe. Literally, I'm wearing black, so who knows? Maybe I might judge tonight because I'm wearing my black, right? But I used to be a little bit more like, what's wrong with these people? But I told myself, hey, if I don't understand, rather than put on my judge robe, let me just try to like understand. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be upfront with you. I still haven't fully comprehended fully yet. But I acknowledge it though. Like I'm very acknowledging. Like I acknowledge it because I know it's a thing. I know that yes, mental health, mental challenge, mental, stuff with the brain. Especially reading all these self-help books. Most of them they talk about mindset, your brain, protect your mind, all that stuff. So I acknowledge it, but I just don't fully understand it because me personally, that thought never crossed my mind. And if you're like me in the comment section, please comment and let me know. Comment in the comment section. Have you ever thought about not being here? Not being here by, you taking your life, because I never thought of, and again, I don't know if it's okay to say in a YouTube video. I don't know if it's okay to say it on TikTok, so I'm trying to like say it that way, but that's what I mean, like taking your life. But that thought never crossed my mind. No, I'm not gonna brag, I'm not gonna boast, but I've been through some stuff. I've been through a lot of stuff, and again, I'm not gonna touch on that. I'm not gonna touch on it, but I have been through a lot of stuff. And I know for a fact that people who are watching this video, you've been through some stuff too. You've been through some stuff, right? But that thought, like, you know what? Life is so horrible. I don't want to be here no more. Never crossed my mind. Never crossed my mind. Never crossed my mind. Life is hard. Life is hard. I remember one time, and I guess maybe I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say it either ways. I heard this thing once where they said that, hey, if you don't want problems, the best place is to, you know, go to the cemetery, because again, those people don't have problems, right? So I guess most people are taking that literally, but at the same time, though, even though life is hard, life comes with a lot of challenges, life has a lot of burden, a lot of responsibilities. Life has so much, there's so much stuff going on in each of us life. And I know for a fact that if we're, and I remember about this experiment that I heard some people did. So they took a piece of paper and they say, hey, write down on this piece of paper one problem that you're experiencing right now, right? Somebody wrote something. I think it was like 10 people, right? Or 20 people, I forgot. And everybody, wrote their number one problem. And they said, okay, fold up the paper. Don't sign it, right? Don't sign it. And they took it and they, put it in this little basket. They shook it up. And they said, okay, take this one, take this one. Now, this guy, he took it. This person says, yo, I have a bunch of credit card debt. In his mind, he's like, yo, bro, I don't got credit card debt. This young lady, she took her one. I found out that my husband is cheating on me. I don't even have a husband. Now, the point of the exercise was to highlight that everybody has problems. You might be complaining about your problem. Oh my word, this happened to me recently. No, it happened to me like probably like 4 or 5 months ago. And I think I told the story already, but I want to tell it again because, different people, right? You guys are new here, right? So there was this young lady. I think she had a surgery, and she had to do some surgery on her leg. And it was a case where I was saying to myself that, yo, I never had surgery before. And I'm like, here I am complaining about my little deal. I can only imagine what she's going through. Because she had to go do a surgery. They had to put her to sleep. They had to do all of this stuff. She had to stop working. She had to stop moving around. And I'm like, what am I complaining about? What am I complaining about? No, again. I understand. I understand that. Because again, like the example with the paper, everybody has problems. And I feel like once we start looking at it that way, like hey, you know what? I have this massive problem. But I feel like somebody out there that's dealing with something worse than me. And it goes back to the point where we need Jesus, man. Like we need Jesus. And again, that's my belief, right? But I feel like we need more Jesus because like the enemy is working overtime. Because again, I forgot what the number was, but I know I saw it at some point, like how many people, took their lives already. And again, I know the year is ending, but from January till now, there was a lot of people. Look it up. When you get a chance, look it up. And if I do it before you, I'll put it in the comment section. But if you do it before me, put it in the comment section, like how many it was. Because it was a lot. And I'm like, what brought you to that place? Like, what was going on? And in most cases, sometimes we don't know the why they did it, right? Like, because sometimes, some people, they're going through some stuff and we don't know why. But I'm just saying that there's nothing on this earth, and again, I'm treading carefully. There is nothing on this earth to push you to that level. No challenge, no problems, no circumstances, no situation. There should be nothing. There should be. So I think that's more politically correct. There should be nothing on this world or on this earth or in this world to be able to push you in a corner where you're like, hey, this is the only exit out. There should be nothing. But obviously that's not the case. That's not the case. So again, I'm coming at you guys tonight because again, I understand it, I acknowledge it, but there's still some things where I don't fully comprehend because again, life is so good. Life is good. Like life is good. I woke up today. I went out. I did my little business, right? I came. I got some food, right? I'm gonna eat some food after I'm done with this video, right? And yeah, I got problems. I got problems. Of course, I got problems. Of course, I got problems. I got some problems yesterday. I got some problems today. And if God spares my life, if God say, yo, Shamar, your job is not done, I'm gonna wake you up tomorrow. There's gonna be stuff to deal with tomorrow. But again, the point is life is good. Now let's talk about you now. Let's talk about you. Because like I said, it's not about my mental health, it's about your mental health. So again, like I said earlier, there shouldn't be nothing on this earth to push you in a corner for you to say, hey, this is the only thing. No, again, I guess before I finish that thought, let me talk about the guy. So like I said, his name is Tucker something, right? Tucker Janelle, right? No, again, he was a TikTok famous guy. I'm like, yo. I'm like, the famous guy making money, you know, he's probably worth, who knows, maybe in the millions. Because like I said, I haven't heard of him. So maybe he didn't get into the millions yet. I don't know. But I know for a fact bro got money. I know for a fact bro has some form of money coming in. Right? He was just 31. Right? So, obviously, and I was thinking about this while I was driving. Obviously, maybe the money is not the solution to your problem. But I don't know. I still want that money, and I'm sure it's the same thing for you guys, right? Right? Can I get an amen? Like, you know, like type amen, like to the you know, like you agree with me. Like, money isn't everything, but still, I'll take it. You get what I'm saying? But again, this guy had money, but it still wasn't enough, and it goes back to my point that we need Jesus. Like, you need Jesus. So if you don't have a relationship with Jesus right now, maybe you do. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But if you're on the side of you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ and with God, because again, you know, some people don't believe in Jesus, but you believe in God, right? Great. If you don't have a relationship with God, you need that, because I feel like, and I guess it goes back to my point, to the previous video I did where I was talking about community. That all right, so let me slow down, because I feel like I'm getting too excited about it. So I feel, because again, the guy had the money, he had family, right? Based on what I hear, because again, I didn't tap too much in this story, and I guess I'm gonna blame myself. I didn't dive too deep into the story, because again, like I said, those are, whenever I hear those things, those are things that poke me, because I'm like, you know, why would somebody do that? Like, you know, what about the people that you're leaving behind? Like, what about those people? What about your family? What about your friends? What about people who are following you? People who are like looking up to you as a role model? Like, I don't know. I don't think you're setting a good example for them. And again, I want to tread carefully, because again, I know it's a touchy subject. But again, though, you don't have to do that, though. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to do that. And I guess I'll go into the solutions, because again, it is a problem. It is a situation. It is a epidemic, right? And again, it's been happening for years. And again, they have the suicide prevention line. They have so much stuff out there. But again, I want to just highlight the part that because it's sad, and it makes me sad. You get what I'm saying? Because again, I am human. You get what I'm saying? So when I hear stuff like that, it makes me sad, because it's like case where like bro, like, you're not alone. Like, I know you felt like you were alone, but you're not alone. You're not alone. You have people around you that care about you. Now again, if you're watching this video and you might be saying, okay, Shema, well, I don't have. Well, okay, do something about it. Do something about it, because you need that. You need a community. You need people that you can count on. Because I realized that in most of these instances, the men or even the woman, they felt like they didn't have nobody. They felt like they didn't have nobody in their corner. And in most cases, that's not the case. Most cases they have loving family. Because even this guy, the Tucker guy, based on his family, like a loving family. He has two younger brothers. So can you imagine where they're looking at their older brother and he do that? It's like, okay, well, we're looking up to him, and if he did this, there's no hope for us. But that's not the reality, though. That's not the reality. You get what I'm saying? But again, that's the kind of example that it kind of sets, or that's the kind of somebody will see that and think that that's what you're supposed to do. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not what you're supposed to do. And again, I get it. You've tried, you've done things, and you feel, and like I said, it's a feeling. It's a feeling, and again, feelings are fickle. You get what I'm saying? Because even when you're in that moment, if you can make a quick switch. And again, let's go to solutions. Say for instance, now you're in that mindset, right? You feel like nobody. Make a list of some things that you're grateful for. Because what I've realized is that when you're grateful, when you have gratitude, you know how much peace that brings you? You know how much peace that gives you? You know how much, like, life could have been worse, but I'm grateful. You know how good that feels? So again, I feel that if you get to that point where you feel that way, think about the things that you're grateful for. Like, think about the things that you're grateful for. That's the first thing. The second thing, which was the first thing, but again, I kind of lost my train of thought. But the second thing is you need a community. You need an active community. Because again, you know, we have friends. I remember playing this video game, where it's basically a simulation of life. And it was showing us, you know, it was such a fun game. And it freaked me out a little bit, because I'm like, that's the reality. Like, once you get into a career, or once you get into a profession, can you remember in high school, you see your friends every day, you guys hang out after school, you guys do this, you guys do that. You know, you guys chillax, relax, cut it up. But when you get responsibilities, it's like, it's hard to spend time with your friends. It's hard to hang out, because again, you have responsibilities. Forget it. You get married, forget it. You get kids, forget it. Especially if your friends, they don't have the same, because again, the reason why we became friends is because we shared the same hobbies. Remember, I love soccer. So most of the guys I used to hang out with were soccer players. I used to make music. So most of the guys I used to hang out with made music, right? So again, most of the friends that you have right now, great, I understand, right? You have different, but find some people who are just like you and who are in the same wavelength as you. But again, you need to have a community. You need to have people. And again, it doesn't have to be a bunch of people. It could be like one or two people. It could be one person that you could pick up the phone, and when you call them, based off the conversation, you feel better. But you have that person. You just haven't what's the word I'm looking for? You haven't like invested, well, maybe you have, but you haven't like cultivated that relationship yet. So do that. But you need a community. You need a community. Hey, what's up, Queen Lee? You need a community. You need a community. Right? First thing, like I said, you need to make a list of things that you're grateful for. Because you'll never be down. Like, you might be down, but you won't stay down. Because once you have that list of things that you're grateful for, forget it. You'll be so happy. Right? The second thing is that you need community. You need a community, like I said. And the third thing, and I guess you could say, which is the first thing, right, is you need God. Now, again, I don't know what you believe in. If you believe in this, if you believe in that, I don't know what you believe in. But I will challenge you that you need God. You need God. You need God. You need God. Because this year, I think I made a post about it on Instagram. And again, you can follow me on Instagram. It's my username here on Instagram, right? So this year, it was one of those years where I guess you could say I was in like what's the mode, like not neutral. I wouldn't say neutral, but I was just in cruise control, right? I was just in cruise control, and boom, January, boom, December. I'm like, where did the time go? But what was different from this year and last year was that I decided to one, improve my prayer life. I feel like I prayed this year a lot more than I had. Now, again, I've been on the earth for like 29 years. But I feel like this year I prayed a lot more than how long I have been alive. I don't know if I said that. 29 years, right? But the point I'm making is that I prayed a lot. I prayed a lot this year. I read my Bible a lot this year. And again, that doesn't have to be your thing. Like, that doesn't have to be your thing. Right? But it brought me so much peace. And I feel like people who do that, who get cornered that way, and then the enemy forces them to do that, they don't have any peace. They feel that this is the only way I'll get peace. But it's not. That's not the only way you're going to get peace. That's not the only way. He wants you to think that way. He wants you to think that way, that, hey, this is the only way you'll get peace. But no, there's so much way to find peace. Now, again, you might have some hobbies. Get in some hobbies, right? There's so much stuff. If I go rattling off, the call is probably going to be longer than I expected. But again, those three things, and again, I'll move them, or I'll rearrange them. The first thing is that you need God, right? For my people who believe in Christ, yeah, you need Christ, right? You need Christ, you need God. The second thing is that you need to write down some stuff that you're grateful for. I don't know if you guys ever heard about the gratitude jar. So it's basically, you get a jar. Now, this is something that you can start in January. So write this down. Start this in January if you're open to it. So you're gonna get a jar, and every day you're gonna write down, at the end of the night, obviously, right? Or maybe you want to do it in the morning. I don't know. But you're gonna write down one thing that you're grateful for that day. And it could be anything. Please don't make it the same thing. Oh, I'm grateful for food. And then tomorrow, I'm grateful for food. No, mix it up. Right? One thing. You put it in the jar. And come 2027, right? Or not even 2027. Shake up the jar. And whenever whichever day you're feeling down, whip it out. Okay, I'm grateful that I have a job. I am grateful because there's people out there that don't have a job, right? So that's my homework to you guys. That's the action step I'm giving you guys, right? So again, the first thing, you need God. You need God. You need God. You need to pray. You need to read your Bible. And again, if you believe in God, if you believe in Christ, you need that. You need that, because I've realized people who are like grounded, who are solid, they have a relationship with their Maker. So if you want to be grounded, if you want to not be in a corner where you feel that, hey, that's my only way out, you need to have a relationship with Christ. You need to have a relationship with God. So again, you need God. The second thing, first thing, you need God. The second thing is that you need to write every day. Write down what you're grateful for. Start your morning that way. End your night with that way. Things that you're grateful for. And the third thing, I forgot what the third thing was. Yeah, community. You need a community. You need people. And again, like I said, it doesn't have to be a lot of people. You just need to be a handful of people. A brother, a sister. And I'm telling you right now, what keeps me grounded, apart from everything else that I mentioned, is that I have people that if I'm in a rough patch mentally, or if I'm on a rough patch, if I'm just in a rough patch, right? I could call him, and by the time the conversation is ended, I feel a lot better. That's what you get from community. Now, one of the best ways to be able to get that is to be that way. So even me, I do my best. Like everybody I talk to, everybody I interact with, I do my best to be as encouragement, give them some encouragement, because I know how it feels to me. So I can only imagine how it feels to them, because I know, right? I know. So again, those three things, those are the only three things I want to cover, because again, I could cover a lot more, but I just want to just cover those three things with you. You need God. You need to write down some stuff that you're grateful for every day. And the third thing is that you need a community. So I know that 2026 is around the corner, right? And again, I know it's a thing that's been happening for a long time, where people feel like that's the only way that they could escape whatever they're dealing with, is to not be here. But no, I remember one time I heard this, and I feel like when I heard this statement, this is one of the things that grounded me, where it said that the life that you have right now, it's a gift. Like the life that you have right now, and this is why I get poked so hard by this, because every time I go down the rabbit hole, I'm more convinced that life is amazing. Because look. Let's just say your grandparents. The odds of your grandparents meeting, that was very low. Like that was a very low odd. It was a very low odd. It was very low. But they met, right? Fantastic. And again, both grandparents. Your dad's parents and your mom's parents. The odds of them meeting, forget it. If you dig back, if you sit them down and ask them, they'll tell you the odds were crazy. But fine. The odds of your parents coming together, forget it. That was divine. That was orchestrated. That wasn't a coincidence. That was supposed to happen. Right? And let's forget it. Let's say it's that your parents get together. The odds of you being born, forget it. What if your mom said that night? You know what? Make sure you put on a condom. Or better yet, your mom say, your dad was like, you know what? Or let's say for instance that, I don't know if pull-out game existed back then. But let's say for instance that it did. Your dad was like, you know what? Top G. Boom. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. And obviously I could use some more examples, but I just want to keep it at that. I want to keep it PG. You know what I'm saying? Right? But the odds of you being here is very slim. And again, let's go deeper. Let's go a little bit deeper. But again, let's just go deeper. No, the sperms, right? And again, I can't even. There's so much, because again, that's I'm doing yeah. I can't even go way deeper on that. But just to keep it minimal, right? The sperms, right? No, I think they said a teaspoon. This was back in high school. I don't know how much it is now, but a teaspoon of sperm, that's about a lot of kids, basically, right? You join the race. You enter the race. Right? Listen to me. You enter the race. They say, and again, I'm not a doctor yet, right? But they say that in the woman's body, there's things in there to kill the sperms. So again, your grandparents, your parents didn't use protection, right? Fine, okay. The sperm's traveling. There's things inside of the woman's body to wipe out the weaker sperms, because that's what it's supposed to do. it's inside of the woman's body to wipe out the weaker sperms. Right? Listen to me now. Listen to me now. There's things inside of the woman's body to wipe out the weaker sperms, to filter the weaker sperms. But again, you swam. You got to the egg. Listen to me. You got to the egg. The egg was fertilized. There could have been a miscarriage, but it wasn't. For 9 months, your mom carried you. For 9 months. You know how much stuff can happen in 9 months? You know how much stuff? She could have been in an accident. She could have died. There's so much stuff could have happened in the 9 months. But what? God said, you know what? Go. This person's supposed to be here. 9 months came. Boom, boom, boom. Baby came out. You know how much baby died during childbirth? Right? And again, I don't want to make it gruesome, but you know, you guys get what I'm saying, right? Yeah. It's a thing where, you know, right? That could have been it. That could have been it for you. But no, God, you came out, you were born, you're crying, all that good stuff. No, from baby to whatever age you are right now, you know how much stuff you've been through? And again, we could make a whole list. I can make a list. You could make a list. We'll cry. Like, if I see your list, I'm going to cry. If you see my list, you're going to cry. But from the age of a baby to where you are now, you know how much stuff you've been through? God kept you. Like, God kept you. Because you're supposed to be here. You were supposed to be here. Like, you're supposed to be here. You were made for a purpose. You're not a mistake. You're not a mistake. I don't care who told you that you're a mistake. I don't know who told you that you were this. But you are here for a reason. You were born. You were made. You were kept for a reason. So again, I didn't want to make it so heavy. But again, it was just something on my heart. And I've been meaning to talk about it or to talk to somebody about it. And, you know, here you guys are watching the video. So I'm talking to you guys about it. But, like, you're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. So don't give up your life like that. Don't give up your life like that. Because, again, God gave it to us as a gift. And the best way to show our appreciation for the life that he gave us is to do something with it. Is to do something productive with it. Because again, for my Christians, right, you guys know about the resurrection, right? I feel, hey, you know, I gave you this life. What did you do with it? Show me. I know, but, you know, tell me. That's what it is. So do something with your life. Don't give it back. Don't spit in the man's face, because technically that's what that is, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Technically, that's what it is. He gave you life. Because remember, I went through the whole list. And then you got to a point and you're like, you know what? The enemy pushed you in the corner. You're like, you know what? I don't want to be here. That's you spit in the man's face. So don't do that. All right? So again, guys, Shamar Brown here. Like the video. Share the video. Comment. And let's have a conversation about this. Because I know that this is a touchy topic. But let's have a conversation. I want us to have a conversation about this in the comment section. If you agree with me, let me know. If you don't agree with me, let me know. Because again, it's a case where I understand, I acknowledge it, but I don't fully comprehend it yet. So I'm open to learn. If you want to share something, let me know. Because again, I don't fully understand it. So I'm open. But anyways, guys, Shamar Brown here. And again, you know what? I'll leave it at that. But again, like the video, leave a comment, share the video, and let's have a conversation. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. That's all I'm going to say. But have a good night, guys. Bye.